With the 980 schedule, the way that I've seen it done in the past is there's essentially an A schedule, which is the set of team members who have the first Friday in the payday off, and then the B schedule, which is, of course, the second. So the idea is that there's somebody on an A schedule and somebody on a B schedule so that there's coverage, right? So there's always somebody on a Friday. There's no recurring meetings on Fridays for those reasons. And it just helps provide that continuity, which can be a little more challenging with some other schedule types. But even considering the 4-day work week, as you mentioned, Taryn, it doesn't have to be everybody's off on the same day. So if you're alternating, you can still get some of that coverage. The other point that I wanted to make was that if you are a company who's considering implementing any of these alternate work schedules, to make sure that you work with a company like Jumpstart, potentially a legal team, to make sure that you are implementing these to be compliant with any state specific overtime laws. Specifically, California has a process where you actually have to go through an approval process and an election process to implement these schedules, because if you think about it, it can impact the way that your hourly team members have overtime calculated. So make sure you do your homework and that you have really smart folks that know the law in the states that you have employees helping you with these processes.
Yeah, and another thing too, I think this is the elephant in the room of why a company would not want to go to a 4-day work week or some flex arrangement is because they haven't been thoughtful enough around scheduling work, shifting work duties, who does what when someone's out. And so, if you're afraid of that level of commitment of jumping to a flexible arrangement because you aren't sure what to do with regard to work flexing and distribution of duties, reach out to talk to us. We have past performance in helping companies allocate their duties. Even internally in our team, we kind of have this mindset of let's have two consultants, at least one main consultant working with the client, right? And then a backup who's aware of what's going on. And we even have a project manager and a consulting practice manager. So it's really all about having the open communication and the layers of support so that people don't feel like, oh, if I take this day off, I'm just going to have to come back and pick up this work, right?
Mhm.
So that is usually the bigger question that folks are worried about. And if you do need help with your communication of duties, you should also check out our partner Monday.com. Summer, you knew that was coming. Monday.com is a tool we use for project management, for comms. It's got a lot of good automations to save you time and administrative hours. And you're able to try it for free. So check out try.monday.com/www. And of course, your purchase supports the show if you do sign up using our registration link. So again, get your projects in order and maybe help your team take some guilt-free time off. And that's try.monday.com/www. Cool. Let's go ahead and jump into Consultants Corner. And Consultants Corner is where we talk about topics that we're seeing in the trenches of being HR consultants. It's the good, it's the bad, it's the ugly. One of our values here at Jumpstart is to be part coach, part cheerleader. So we tell our clients, like, hey, you've got to get from point A to point B. There's no two ways about it, right? Either something bad's about to happen, or we can't keep continuing doing this thing. But then also the other side of that is the optimism of the cheerleader to help them march through that maybe painful journey in a way that helps them believe that, hey, we can do it. It's not the end of the world, and on the other side of it is going to be awesomeness.